Now, I love that you talk about using everyday brilliance to be what you call prolific, brilliant, and healthy. I love that combination. So, what are some tips you can share with us to tap into our everyday brilliance?
Yeah, well, we talk a lot about five elements of what we call creative rhythm, right? Because we live in what I like to call the create on demand world, which means we have to go to work every day and deliver brilliant solutions by a certain deadline for a certain amount of money in order to keep our job. Or if we're a solopreneur, in order to continue to grow our business,
Right.
we have to do that. We have to continue to do that day after day. The problem is that creativity is inherently rhythmic. Even though we tend to treat ourselves like machines, right? We have to go every day. We have to crank it out and produce day after
Right.
day. We're not wired to be able to do that.
Right.
Just as humans, as individuals, we're not wired to behave in a machine like fashion. Creativity is inherently rhythmic, so you have these peaks and troughs of productivity, and occasionally the creative process will go underground, right? While we're assimilating and we're processing and we're developing new patterns, and then boom, we'll have this brilliant insight when it comes above ground, and it's like this, kind of moment. Um, but the problem is that we tend to expect that level of performance day after day after
Right.
day, and it's just not realistic to do that. We're not machines, and so we talk about building rhythm into our life and into our creative process as a way to keep us prolific, brilliant, and healthy over the long term. And there are five elements of creative rhythm. The first one is focus. So establishing what is really important right now. What should I really be working on right now? And learning to train ourselves to really focus deeply on the most important problems in our life. We may have 100 outstanding questions right now in our life, and we may not have even defined those questions. What are they? What are the creative problems we're facing? And I like to challenge people to really try to whittle down their creative problems to the top three creative problems in their life at any given point in time. So at least they know what they're trying to do. Because a lot of times we feel overwhelmed because there's all of this stuff and we're carrying this giant backpack of stuff around. And we haven't really defined what are the most important questions I need to answer right now. Our
Right.
minds are wonderful servants and terrible masters. So if we focus our minds on solving those problems, and we define those, I call it the big three, define those problems effectively, we're much more likely to have that insight that we're looking for. So that's focus, and there are a bunch of other practices as well within that.